Depression meals what I'm doing. I am not oop. Original post by U.M. like the letter in R. Eat cheap and healthy. Trigger warnings. Depression. Less than. Mood spoilers. Uplifting. Less than. / Depression meals what I'm doing. January 5th, 2022. So, I've been going through a rough patch with my depression. And I wanted to post with a point. Eating cheaply and healthily is 100% a spectrum. I went to the grocery store today and bought $50 worth of groceries. Which is not a cheap budget. But I realized that I wasn't eating well this week because my depression was stopping me from doing basic things, like making rice. So I bought store-brand microwavable rice. I bought rotisserie chicken. I bought name-brand cereal and coffee creamer, and I don't feel guilty. If buying a $3.50 rotisserie chicken and $2 microwave rice stops me from ordering pizza every couple of days, that's still saving money. If you can't do your normal cooking routine right now, I'm giving you permission to take some shortcuts. If all you can manage is boxed mac and cheese, then have the boxed mac and cheese. Because you are doing your best no matter how you're reducing your budget and nourishing your body. I am proud of you. Edit. Thank you all for the support and well wishes. Because of the overwhelming amount of comments to these points, I want to clarify some things. I have an Instant Pot, which has a rice cooker function. It's great, but measuring out the water and rice, rinsing and waiting is more than I have in me right now. I also definitely eat vegetables. My freezer currently has 13 bags of frozen vegetables in it. I also obviously didn't list everything I purchased. I know how and genuinely like to cook. I just can't manage it right now. I meal prep. I batch cook. Just not right now. I am going on 3 weeks of this round of depression. So most of my pre-prepared food has been eaten. I don't eat pizza for every meal, or even all that often. This is not my forever diet. It's not perfect, but it's what I can manage right now. Keep on fighting the good fight. Lovelies. You can do this. / Update in the same post, January 16th, 2022. Update. It has been a little while since I posted this, but I wanted to explain a little bit about what I have actually been eating over the past week and a half, as I am still in the depression mode. 1. Most of my breakfasts have been pretty simple. Fruit, bananas, apples or berries, and either oatmeal made with milk or whole grain toast with peanut butter. 2. Lunches and dinners have been combinations of rice, macaroni, quinoa, broccoli, cauliflower, pre-cooked ground beef from my freezer, rotisserie chicken and cheese, sour cream. 3. Snacks have been cheddar cheese, fruit, cottage cheese and dry Cheerios for those inconvenient snack attacks. I was also graciously given a couple of boxes of homemade cookies that I popped in the freezer that I've been defrosting a few at a time. I am getting veggies every day. I am getting fruit every day. I also take a multivitamin every day, and a couple additional vitamins to cover any gaps in my nutrition. I did make broth from my rotisserie bones and skin, and I've been using that broth as cooking liquid. For anyone who is struggling now, I hope you take care of yourself. You deserve it. Reminder: I am not the original poster. I'm pretty impressed they are eating 3 meals a day. That's a habit I absolutely lost in the worst of my illness and can't regain. At least I eat some sort of veggies every day now. And 1 actual meal. Progress. Kids. My mental and physical health get in the way of my cooking properly. For anyone reading this having less money than oop or a different taste, here are some shortcuts I use. Where I live, apples are cheap. So 1 rule is an apple a day. Microwaved potatoes. Met them in this sub, actually in the sexy potato post, which is absolutely worth reading. You wash a potato. Stab it all over with a fork or sharp knife. Put it for 510 minutes in the microwave, depending on the size of the potato and the setting of your microwave. Turn it, give it another 510 minutes. Let it cool down for 10 minutes. Wrap it in a napkin and eat it out of your hand. Tastes great with salt and if you like it, butter. You can take ramen. Heat the water on the stove instead of an electric kettle and put 2 handfuls of Chinese cabbage. Lasts pretty long in the fridge. Just cut off a slice or 2 as needed and you have a serving of perfectly cut veggies ready. Or a cut-up pak choi into the water. Set a timer for how long it's supposed to take till the water boils. Go back when it beeps. Add the ramen package. Turn off the heat and come back 5 minutes later to a ready-made meal. If your budget doesn't allow for meat, you don't like meat, protein shakes are nice effortless meals that fill the gap. Or protein puddings you make from a pulver. Or use protein bars to satisfy your sweet tooth. I sometimes meet up with a friend with the same issues and we cook together what would be too much for one of us. We make a big pot of stew and are set for days. You can put just about everything into a tortilla wrap. A personal favorite is fried eggs and some spinach. Buy frozen spinach with cream. Heat it in the microwave. Boil some pasta. Et voila! You can make a batch of chili that lasts for a few days out of 2 cans of tomatoes, 1 can of red beans, 1 can of corn. Add other stuff or change the amounts as you please. This is just my personal favorite. Put all of that into a pot in which you fried an onion till it was like glass with just a bit of brown at the edges. Add garlic, vegetable broth powder or salt, pepper, chili flakes and cumin to your taste and be set for a few days. Throw in some fresh veggies for extra vitamins if you like it. Red lentils make a great salad. Just add whatever greens you like and you have a quick healthy meal. If you cook red lentils a minute too long they fall apart. You can use that to get mashed lentils which you can spice as you like and have an excellent source of protein and carbs. Add some frozen microwave veggies or whatever and be done. Cook a can of red beans with some tomatoes. Add spices to your taste. Cumin is really good for this. Also any hot spices if you like that. Serve with rice. Get a second-hand steamer. Fill it with frozen veggies, frozen fish and let it do its job. Serve with rice. Many steamers also make rice, bread, pasta or whatever. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Also please everyone who wants to have their recipes and hacks added to my comment for more visibility, please let me know and I'll add it with a reference to your name. I'd love it if we could make this list bigger to suit more tastes, regions and dietary needs, and the first comment in a chain is usually the most visible. This is from you, Pompey Lulu. Couscous is great for this kind of thing. Equal parts couscous and boiling water in a container. I cover with a tea towel for 510 minutes while I cook some frozen veggies. Can do them in the microwave. And open tuna or something. Couscous will double in size and cook just using the heat from the boiled water it absorbed. Fluff it up and mix together. At my worst I purchased a big tub of couscous with these freeze-dried veggies and did the same thing but easier. As you start to feel up to doing more, switch up what you mix in. Stir-fry some veggies. Maybe scramble some eggs. I find burnout happens towards the end and being able to just dump it in the couscous keeps me motivated and improving. I don't have depression exactly but have chronic pain that ends up causing low motivation and energy levels due to the pain of doing things. This one is from you, Paletooth. Something much lower key. But if you like sandwiches usually and are at the point that putting one together is impossible, making a sort of charcuterie board is a lifesaver for me when I'm ever in bad shape. My doctor told me once, a sandwich is still food if you eat the ingredients separately, and for some reason that's what made it click for me. It doesn't have to be high quality. Just whatever ingredients you can also enjoy on their own. This one is from you, highly improbable 42. I love these. My go-to is a Tex-Mex of 1 can each: chili, corn, beans, diced tomatoes. Add some extra spice. Serve with rice. In a burrito. Add more veggies. Whatever you like. This is from you, hedgehogs need love. Can I add some? Any fruit you have can also go in a burrito. I personally bake some chicken. Or chicken fingers. You do you. In small pieces and put cream fresh. No clue what you all call this. On the burrito. Then fruit. Some still warm chicken, the absolute bomb. Also great on very hot days when you don't want to stand in a warm kitchen and have leftover chicken. Another one that helped me through college. Spinach. Macaroni. Bacon. Fry the bacon. Add the frozen spinach cubes. Boil macaroni in separate pan and boom. Tasty. Cheap and lovely. If you have cream cheese with herbs. Pâturane where I live. Add it and it melts lovely through the spinach. This is from you, solid recognition 669. Great ideas. I like cashews. Tofu and canned chickpeas for protein. Chickpeas can be added to pretty much any savory dish. Or just rinsed and topped with salt, vinegar and olive oil. Like a salad. Tofu is good with garlic, ginger, chili peppers, vinegar, soy sauce and fresh cilantro. If mincing things feels hard, go with the dry version of everything, except the cilantro. I really wish that at the absolute height of my depression, the world was where it is now and supporting each other. I got told my best wasn't good enough and I was making excuses by saying I did not have the energy to shower daily, let alone cook a semi-healthy meal or at the very least not order takeout. So it's great to see these posts. To see edits thanking strangers for their overwhelming kindness and support. It is uplifting to see people getting genuine suggestions. To see people being lifted up instead of made to feel worse. Oop is a legend, as is every single one of those strangers who supported them. Salad kits have saved me. I used to get really down on myself for not buying bulk veggies and taking the time to shred them, chop them myself. But the kits come together in a reasonable sized portion within 2 minutes and guarantees I'll actually eat a salad in the midst of my depressive funk rather than have a head of lettuce and a box of cherry tomatoes and a couple of carrots going brown in my fridge. Also the tiny easy peeler oranges. I'm eating way more fruit now that I let myself have the easy kitty oranges. I want to add something for my anxiety peeps. When you are in a spiral and cannot prepare or eat anything, don't feel guilty about living off protein bars, mixed nuts and Gatorade for a few days. Just keep yourself going with plenty of hydration. I recommend sports drinks over plain water because even drinking can be a chore. And nutrient and calorie-dense foods that you can just reach and consume. Anyone else been there? This post speaks to me. The spiral of self-doubt and shame. We should be eating healthier. Not ordering out all the time was the exact convo I had with my depressed partner. It's so hard when just doing basic functions is too much. I am genuinely proud of Oop. It is a struggle to do basic tasks when depressed, and their grocery life hacks are really going to help them in physical and mental health. It reminded me of the run the dishwasher twice advice. As someone who also gets high anxiety with dishes, this spoke so loud to me. I then gave myself permission to break a lot of rules, and it has helped tremendously. My biggest rule breaking is that I no longer wear matching socks. It's stupid, but really freed me from an unnecessary burden. I just wish Op hadn't felt compelled to make the clarifying comments about what they didn't buy at the store, etc. I really despise how Redditors can take one small anecdote and extrapolate out to a negative that they can berate the poster for. You shouldn't have to edit down to the tiniest detail to appease a nitpicker. But the op remained positive and supportive and grateful. And that's a heroic effort when they were clearly going through it at the time. I really needed to read this today. Thank you so much for bringing this post to the sub. Wow. When I'm depressed, I just don't eat. I do force myself to get on the scale once or twice a week. If I lose more than 10 pounds, that's enough to scare me. Even then, I struggle to eat. I make portions half-size. Because if there's too much food on the plate, I get upset for not eating it all and wasting food. And then I don't want to cook anymore. So I start buying junk food to microwave because I can heat half portions at a time. And bananas. Lots of bananas because they aren't hot and aren't cold and no cooking or cutting necessary. Weird the things your mind does to you. I'd like to know where TFOOP is getting rotisserie chickens for $3.50. I'm currently going through the worst period of depression in my life. Been 5 months now of critical non-function. I had to leave my job because even though my job wasn't the issue, it's the only thing I could drop. I couldn't tell you the last thing I ate, or how many days ago. I force myself to cook every day for my partner and the kids. But I just can't stomach putting anything in my mouth. And when I do manage to, I end up vomiting it right back up. I think Oop's ideas are fantastic. I just wish it would work for me. Depression meals for me used to be pretty heavily ramen, mac and cheese, frozen pizza based. Now I have severe kidney disease and that pretty much means a lot of prepared heat and eat food out is absolutely out of the question because of the salt content, which sucks. But 2 things I always have on hand: rice and low-sodium black beans. Toss them in my Instant Pot for a bit with some seasonings. Add cheese, salsa, hot sauce, and sour cream and put in a bowl or a tortilla and have a week's worth of burritos. When I'm not motivated enough to make soup, I go get a soy latte and tell myself it's 3-bean soup. I love this post. Thank you so much. I'm currently recovering from COVID. My father is undergoing surgery for suspected bladder cancer. My mother-in-law died last night. And my eldest son has just told me he's moving to New Zealand to be with his brother. My other son. I'm really struggling. Cooking does not feature at the moment and I've been worrying I'm not helping myself by eating the right stuff. I'm going to try not to stress it quite so much. There are weeks, like right around my mom's birthday and her death, or when I've just gotten out of the hospital, where I know my functionality is going to dip to bare minimum. I buy a rotisserie chicken, a bag of salad, a loaf of good bread, and fruit that's just wash or peel and eat like bananas and apples. That way I have food on hand that I don't have to think about and that I will eat. Even if I feel bad, I might cook some rice to go with it. I like it mixed with Parmesan cheese and some dried parsley. But if I'm not up to the effort, then so be it. Breakfast is a single-serving cup of applesauce and peanut butter toast. What kind of jerk comments on a post like this and critiques their diet? Hello, missing the point. I'm in the midst of not doing great and I have to say I am insanely impressed by the level of oops. Depression meals. The other day I just ate 3 bowls of noodles. And I microwaved one of them over boiling it because the thought of washing and drying pots and a strainer was too much. I am impressed and only slightly jealous. Reminds me of that Tumblr post giving great advice about Ed and the like that goes something like, bad food is good food because it's food you'll eat. If all you can manage to eat is a cookie, sure it's not especially healthy but it's much healthier than eating nothing. This warms my heart. I've struggled off and on with depression for almost 20 years. Medication, therapy, mindfulness help. But even those aren't an instant cure when you're having a bad day. Sometimes all I can manage is ramen. But I'll use a good day to pre-chop green onion and put it in the freezer. So I can add some green onion and an egg on top. Just those extra 2 steps feels like I'm more in control.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.